Oh wow, wireless monitoring headphones, a dream come true. This is the Hollyland Lark Max 2 kit, and there's a lot to love in here. This video came in as a sponsored video. This video is sponsored by Hollyland, but then it quickly became my go-to mic kit for real life productions. They basically took everything good going on in the wireless mics for creator space, and they just put it all in one place for an incredibly reasonable price point. It works with your camera, your phone, your iPad, or even straight to your Mac computer. There's also a bit of a unique 32-bit float setup that they've created if you are going straight into your iPhone, iPad, or Mac. In this video, I'm also going to give you some tips on how we use wireless mics in the field. While it would be ideal to be working for those Hollywood sets, the reality is that we have to make it work wherever we're at. Creating over 1,000 YouTube videos here on the channel, we've learned some things, and I'll be talking to you about it over this video. Also, when it comes to this mic system, if you do the ultimate combo, you also get something that I've wanted for years and years, which I already addressed in the intro. It is the wireless headphones to monitor your audio. There's also a kit if you want to do 4-person audio, so 4 transmitters, 1 receiver. If you're getting into bigger productions or podcasts with more than 2 people, it makes your life really easy. The mics are tiny, 32-bit float internal. They last for 36 hours when you're charging it with the case. They transmit up to 340 meters or 1,115 feet, which is really far away. AI noise canceling, time code, which is a bonus. Multi-shoe mount for Sony, so you don't have to use a cable. A very nice charging case, and again, wireless audio monitor. First up, at the core of this kit, you want the mics to sound great, and they do. Transfer to camera is great, and they also do 32-bit float internal. 8 gigabytes of memory, so that means you're getting 10 hours at 32-bit or 14 hours at 24-bit. And this means you're getting proper pro level audio. 32-bit float basically means that you're working with what would be the equivalent of a raw photo, but you're in audio. You have a lot of data if things get really quiet, and you also have data if things get really loud and would traditionally clip out. These mics will actually go all the way up to 128 decibels, which is pretty intense. It's basically a jet engine at close distance, or a Sigur Rós concert in Iceland, which is the loudest concert I've ever been to. And I used to be a punk rock and metal and hardcore photographer, and I've never been to anything as loud as that Sigur Rós concert. Pretty safe to say you're never going to be maxing out these mics' abilities. I'll be honest though, most of the videos that you see here on the channel, I'm not using 32-bit float, or I'm using it as a backup. For YouTube work, even though we might not be in complete control of our surroundings, we're usually pretty decent accurate with our audio levels, and a lot of time it is just a mic or a lav on someone, and the audios don't peak and dip in extreme ways. Where 32-bit float is incredibly helpful and important is for my wedding work. When you're at a wedding doing audio, there are 100 different ways that things can go in a different way than you're expecting. That maybe you're plugged into the DJ board and you do a mic check, your levels are all good, but then the MC comes on and he's just really, really loud. You go over, you adjust your dial, and then he passes the mic to the parents who are super quiet and they hold the mic way over here. If you're running 32-bit float, you'll be able to get all of that rather than running around and adjusting and then trying to level that all out in post-production. To add to the pressure of weddings, I'm usually doing both photography and video coverage, so I have a lot going on, and the less that I have to troubleshoot when it comes to audio, the better. Outside of weddings, anything we're recording both to the camera as well as the 32-bit float in the pack. There's no reason to just not record backup audio just in case you ever need it. For the actual wireless connection, in the past, the only place that we've ever had issues was in Shibuya in Tokyo, and for some reason there's just a lot of interference going on in that specific area of the city, and I've had some issues with other mics and other brands, and the wireless will dip in and out. With this Hollyland kit, I had no problems. Here's a quick sample of a video I shot with my friend Lucas in Shibuya last week.
But I wasn't getting out of the house enough, and I realized I need like a motivator. I need a reason to go out and explore the city. So I got a Nikon D300 back then. And then that was like the excuse or like the catalyst for going out.
That doesn't even have the AI noise cancellation activated, and it sounds great in a busy spot in the city, and everything transferred to my camera. But again, I was doing backup on the pack just in case. But the physical devices, the mics are incredibly small. Look at this. They have what they call a hover clip. So it pops out and pops in like that. Or if you prefer magnets, it doesn't actually come, I feel like they did everything to minimize the smallness of this pack. It actually comes with a little sleeve, and then you can use a magnet if you want. The packs are crazy lightweight. They're just 14 grams, so it's not going to make your shirt look crazy if you do clip it on. You can also connect a lav through USB-C or any other mic that you go through the 3.5 millimeter mic jack. And it's kind of cool the way they did this, that it's a clip-on attachment. So if you're somebody that's never going to use that 3.5 millimeter mic jack, you don't have to use that. It can go over there and you can just use this pack. And you can also use this mic as a standalone recorder as well if you want. The case charges quickly in under an hour and a half, and it gives you 2.5 full charges for your full kit. There's also an intelligent automatic gain control. You can set it to high, medium, and low. So if you want to run auto gain, this is going to do a much better job than your camera. Sony camera is actually pretty good with auto gain, but other cameras, pretty much every other brand, they need work. So this is going to do a lot better job than letting your camera run any sort of auto gain. Now let's talk about the receiver. There is a multi-shoe clip, so if you are on Sony, you're not going to need a cable. You can just connect this straight to your hot shoe. This is very nice. It keeps your kit smaller and cable free, and honestly, the one piece piece of equipment that usually goes for me is little connection cables, and this avoids that from happening. On the receiver, you also have your record modes like stereo, mono, safety track, noise cancellation, which you have control over how much noise canceling you want, and you can even select your monitoring for your wireless or wired monitor. There's also recommended settings in here for whatever camera you're using as well. You also now have time code built right in, which is amazing. Very nice to have, especially if you're running multicam setup like a production or a wedding day. But maybe the thing that I'm the most excited for is the wireless monitoring. I haven't touched on that enough. Wireless monitoring, we've had AirPods in, we've wanted monitoring from our camera to there forever. Now it's finally here. These are the headphones. They're touch sensitive, so you double tap to turn your monitoring off and on, and you slide up and down volume. Piece on the back here that allows you to set them for the perfect size of your ear. It's a weird sentence. They're also not an earbud style that's gonna completely block the world out from you, so you're still able to have conversations. Again, we're at a wedding day. We don't wanna be completely isolated to just our audio coming out of our camera. It's nice to be able to communicate with other vendors or people. There are obviously cases for this, but there's also a larger pouch to organize all of your cables and your multi-shoe connector and your lavs, and also the 2 USB-C charging cases. Now, let's go for a walk, and we'll show you how these perform in the field. Here we are on a street. As you can hear, there's some traffic noise. And I'm going to hit the AI button to AI noise cancel. And all that street noise, it's gonna disappear. I've hit the button, and this is with 10 decibels, so you can crank it a lot. I'm gonna do my best to not record in any environments that I actually need to use to max out the AI noise canceling. But overall, this is pretty good. I'm gonna go back out of noise cancellation mode. You're gonna hear what it sounds like. So there is no noise canceling. Realistically, I feel like this is as far away as I would ever probably be from the camera. This does go up to 300 meters, so I can be completely out of view of this 35mm lens. But overall, in terms of usefulness in real life environment, I would say that this is very, very nice. Again, noise canceling is off at this time. I think it sounds nice, very natural. Goodbye. Another just kind of real life test here. As you can hear, a truck idling over there. And turning on noise cancellation, pretty good. Noise cancellation off, that's what it sounds like. And noise cancellation on, that's what it sounds like. I think that's pretty nice. Breathing, you don't hear breathing? Tim says he doesn't hear me breathing either, which is a bonus. I don't know what else to talk about on the microphone here. I feel like I'm gonna be doing some street interviews. Should just talk to strangers. I do like how small it is. I also like that you can clip this inside. I have a handheld mic, and I can clip this inside of it as well, which is pretty nice. And then that way you have a longer mic if you are legitimately going to be doing interviews, or you can clip it to a Metro card and you can start your own podcast. It's also nice that the magnet itself, if you are going to be attaching it by magnet, it's very, very small, and that everything is modular. So this is kind of the smallest this mic will be. And if you do decide that you want to add a lav, you want to add that 3.5mm port, you can do that. I think that for me, I use it a lot. I feel like I don't see a whole lot of people using lavs all the time. How about you, Tim? I use lavs for wedding days. Yeah. But then also you can just clip this inside a pocket, and even though it's gonna be muffled a little bit, it's a very easy way to get some pretty decent audio, and to have potentially 2 channels or even 4 channels if you go with the 4. To have all those 4 channels, it's kind of amazing because you can put one in the officiant's pocket and one in the groom's pocket, and you can put one maybe magnet to the speaker, to the grill, and then hopefully you have a board out as well. And again, when you're in 32-bit float, even if it gets too loud, it gets too quiet, you're gonna be fine. That's a bus. That's a truck. I guess I don't have noise canceling on. And here we are arriving at lunch, where we're gonna be in a venue with some music playing, and we're gonna crank that AI noise cancellation, and we're gonna see if it disappears, and we can post this on YouTube and it doesn't get caught by copyright. All right, here we are with no noise cancellation, turning noise cancellation on, and we're starting at 5 decibels, and we're at 10 decibels, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 decibels. And as you can hear, the noise cancellation is working very well. At some point, you're going to find wherever your threshold is for what you want the audio to be. We're maxed out at 25 right now, and this is what it sounds like at complete max. So
we're back down to 10.
We're going back down to 10. Are we at 10? Okay, we're back down to 10, and I'm going to turn it off. And now it is off for noise cancellation. Pretty exciting. Thank you. This is what they call a Diet Coke. Overall, the Hollyland Lark Max 2 kit is an incredibly solid offering. It's small, it does everything that you need. It comes with wireless monitoring, which is amazing. And it also allows you to scale to any production, whether it's something simple on your iPhone or a YouTube video on a proper camera or a wedding or a production for a client. This kit is going to give you everything that you need. I'll put links down below to get your own. Let me know if you have any questions and I'll see you again next time.